Jake Paul. All day, every day.
Why?
Just think he knocks him out cold.
Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
So when I'm bouncing around the ring, jabbing, weaving, and doing all of these things, I know I can pick them apart and score points and make this a very, very big contest.
According to reports, Tyson Fury shocked everyone when he suddenly interrupted the Anthony Joshua vs. Jake Paul press conference. The entire room shifted as Fury grabbed the spotlight and delivered a bold warning to Joshua. He insisted that Jake Paul is far more dangerous than people think, claiming Paul has the power, discipline, and confidence to pull off a major upset. Fury even said he would bet £1 million on Jake Paul to beat Joshua, a statement that stunned fans, reporters, and boxing experts alike.
About possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's spent force. And I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky. I like how Jake Paul calls out the full spectrum from...
Anthony Joshua quickly fired back at Tyson Fury's claim on the £1 million bet. Joshua said he has no interest in side bets, hype, or outside noise. For him, the only focus is preparing, fighting, and getting the job done. He dismissed Fury's wager as irrelevant and made it clear he'd rather bet on himself than play games. Joshua said he's here to fight, collect his paycheck, and move forward, nothing more.
Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself.
Yep.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
He did say he's going to put £1 million on it. Would you be willing to take that bet with Tyson Fury?
Respectfully, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say, or I'm not here for any of that betting and nonsense. I'm here to fight, and that's all it is. Once I get the job done, I'm going to collect my check, cash it, and I'm going to focus on the next one. My bet is on me doing the number.
Jake Paul remains confident he can beat Anthony Joshua. He argues that Joshua struggles against smaller fighters, giving him a possible advantage. Analysts, including Henry from a popular boxing podcast, have reviewed Joshua's fights against shorter opponents, pointing out certain patterns in his performances. While Paul believes this could expose a weakness, experts say Joshua's power, technique, and reach usually make up for any size difference. Even with Paul's claims, Joshua's experience and preparation make him a serious challenge for anyone.
Anthony Joshua definitely doesn't struggle, and that's against guys who are of a similar stature to him. When he won his first world title against Charles Martin, he was a taller heavyweight, not taller than AJ necessarily, but a heavyweight of taller stature, and he got that one with a very simple knockout. It was one of the easiest fights of Anthony Joshua's career. He had a war against Vladimir Klitschko, but again, he was highly competitive and eventually managed to get Klitschko out of there. In the Kubrat-Pulev fight, while it was a mixed performance, he did end up producing one of his best knockouts. Similarly against Robert Helenius, whilst AJ probably didn't put in one of his best performances again, it ended in another dramatic knockout. He was punch perfect against Otto Wallin in my opinion, and he had that absolutely devastating knockout win against Francis Ngannou, who of course, an absolutely enormous man with a fantastic chin, or so it seemed until Anthony Joshua got his hands on him. Even earlier on in his career against the likes of White, Brazil, and Molina, these were all taller heavyweights who AJ dealt with consummate ease. Of course, most recently he had that loss against Daniel Dubois, but we can't say that Daniel...
Jake Paul continues to present himself as fearless, ready for any challenge. But beneath the confidence, he clearly understands the massive size difference between him and Joshua. He jokes about having to look up just to see Joshua's face, yet tries to project the same bold energy he shows before every big event. Jake frames the fight as a lesson for young fighters, proving that stepping up against a much bigger, more accomplished opponent is a sign of courage and ambition.
You, Anthony Joshua, how we doing?
Dude, never been better. This is what I dreamed of. This is what I manifested into reality. I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation. We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight, was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy here. First round KO.
And the Schmo interviewed you there? When you fought Gib, it was on Fight TV. We've been with you along the way. Not very many times you're looking up at a face-off. So what did you make of looking up for one of the very first times at a face-off right here?
Just looking up at Daddy there and just seeing, you know, how big he is, and just my eyes were kind of going into his nipples and stuff, which I kind of liked. And then basically I was just like, whoa, he's big in that. And then, yeah, I can't believe how tall he is.
Is this chain really on the line for the winner?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I mean, I'm down. But he has to put something up too. There has to be something in it for me.
You say this is the biggest upset that's going to be in boxing history, right up there with 42-1 with Buster Douglas.
Yep.
What is the headline going to be when you knock this guy out and he's laying on the canvas?
Matchroom CEO Frank Smith has added even more controversy to the Joshua vs. Paul matchup. He warned that the fight is more about entertainment than true boxing competition. According to Smith, the event is designed as a spectacle, not a test of real skill. He suggested that fans are being sold shock value rather than a traditional, competitive bout. At the same time, Smith expressed hope that the long-awaited Fury vs. Joshua fight could finally happen, possibly in 2026. But he also reminded everyone that boxing is full of big talk, and not every dream matchup actually becomes reality.
To silence all the doubters here, you know, a lot of people saying this can't be real, you know, Anthony Joshua going in there, it must be an exhibition, or Anthony Joshua's going to it's going to be choreographed and Anthony's going to carry him through a couple of rounds. I know Anthony Joshua, just to silence all those doubters, he's going to go in there to do a job, right?
It's 100% real. It's 100% real. People asking why is it 8 rounds, not 10? Because I don't think it goes past the first round. So it's, you know, regardless, it's quite irrelevant. I think he steps across the ring and knocks him out. You know, but we're in for a bit of fun and everyone's going to be tuning in.
It might not be fun for Jake Paul. I mean, it's serious entertainment, is it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, look, I agree with you. I accept Jake Paul is absolutely mental for doing this. And I don't think he quite realizes. I think he's got people around him who actually are saying, you know, Anthony Joshua's chinny. He said it in interviews. It's quite wild, but you know, if that's the world he wants to live in, he'll find out on December 19th.
And Frank, to finish with, the plan is still sometime in 2026, AJ against Tyson Fury. And Turki Al-Sheikh's working on that, is he?
That's the fight we want to make. That's the fight we want to see. Look, we're all guilty of doing a lot of talking over the years and that not happening. So I don't want to talk too much, but that is definitely what we want to see in 2020.
Joe Rogan believes the Joshua vs. Paul matchup is extremely dangerous, calling it one of the craziest fight ideas he's seen. He says Joshua's size, power, and Olympic-level experience make him a terrifying opponent for Jake Paul. Rogan doesn't think any contractual limitations can reduce Joshua's danger. Nothing can stop his natural power or skill. He pointed to Joshua's brutal knockout of Francis Ngannou as a warning sign for Paul. According to Rogan, this isn't just a challenge for Jake, it could go very, very badly.
Joshua.
Boy. Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the Francis Ngannou fight so you could see. Let's watch that real quick, just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league. Okay, look, Usyk beat him, and he beat him twice, and Andy Ruiz caught him in the first fight and dropped him and stopped him. It was spectacular. Andy Ruiz is super fucking talented. Usyk is perhaps the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. Maybe one of the greatest of all time in any weight class. Usyk. You know, and Usyk beat him, and he beat him twice. But Francis Ngannou is coming off of this fight with, like, go a little bit before that so we can see this happen. Watch this.
Highlights, we just can't watch them.
So he drops him with a right hand early. And this is like 2 minutes into the first round. And Francis gets up, he survives. And then Joshua, check out this combination he hits him with. I mean, dude, the speed that he hits him with this, he's so dangerous, man. It's like you're dealing with a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist, and he's enormous, and he's got vicious knockout power, and he's got immense amount of experience at world-class levels. Just think about what we said earlier. Fought Usyk twice.
Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen have also raised concerns about Jake Paul's mindset heading into the fight. They believe Paul's casual confidence may hide a lack of understanding of just how dangerous Joshua really is. They argue that Paul's jump in competition is enormous and could end disastrously if he underestimates the threat. While many admire Paul's bravery, Schaub and Callen stress that this fight requires respect, discipline, and a realistic view of the danger qualities they fear Paul may be overlooking. Some analysts, however, argue that Paul might actually have a chance to knock Joshua out, keeping the debate alive.
Barring getting hit, that you just know. You're talking about Olympic gold medalist. I don't think people understand how good Anthony Joshua is. They see him against Usyk or they see him against, Ruiz, and they're like, oh, he lost. And they think somehow that because he's nice, that he's not an absolute killer.
I don't think
everyone
knows that, B.
A lot of people are like,
You're hanging out with the wrong people then. I mean,
6'6", 245. Let me just say this. It's a different ecosystem. Look, Jake's a thick kid. 227 is a lot. It's heavy. He's big. He's athletic. But this is different. You're not Usyk. You ain't Usyk.
Jesus.
You're talking about a very different athlete.
Do you want me to go now?
Please.
With all your rambling here?
Please.
First of all, before I go in on the cojones on Jake Paul, you have got to.
That's what I said.
Whatever the fuck your criticism of the guy is, whatever. The cojones, the huevos on this fucking kid.
I agree.
To step in there with fucking Anthony Joshua is insane. He deserves all the money.
With 14 ounces.
And what he's doing is flipping boxing on its fucking head. And this is exactly what he's there for. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Kudos to him. Kudos to him.
100%.
Now, what bothers me is when you and other people go, I mean, Jake's 6'1", 227. I mean, it's insane. The other guy's 6'6". Jake could be 6'10".
I know.
300 pounds of shredded. What you guys are missing the mark on is Anthony Joshua is a gold medal winner in the Olympics.
And high-level professional. High-level.
No, hold on. World champion. So I don't like it when we're talking like, dude, he's
it's
so
not
much,
a physical
so much
thing,
bigger.
It's a skill thing.
So I'll say this, and I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a fake fight, it's rigged, especially because you got Eddie Hearn involved, and they're using 10-ounce gloves,
10-ounce
which is a big deal, and it's 8 3-minute rounds, 10-ounce gloves.
It's terrifying.
That's what you do in professional boxing, heavyweight boxing, which those do nothing, by the way.
They do nothing.
What you guys need to understand is, if this fight's not fixed, no one's taking a fall, cut all that narrative out. But I will tell you this. If Anthony Joshua decides to take this as